Welcome to Game Soup, it's the game design podcast where we throw ideas in a pot and see what's cooking. I'm Chloe Montgomery.
And I'm acclaimed panelist, Kayla Dice.
What do you mean by that? You make lots of panels? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I spoke on a panel all about world building and lore.
So you start with the foundations, and then you put bricks on it, and you build up the world.
Yeah, things I said were like, yeah, it's a bit like when films are in black and white, you know, and also like, so I guess the lore when I was a wrestler was, and also checking if I could swear straight away. I could. I was in the clear. But that was fun. That was a nice weekend activity. How have you been, Chloe?
I've been good. I was in work all weekend, and then I've had the last few days off, so I'm kind of entirely out of it. I don't know what's happening in my life right now. I'll be honest. It's like I'm either waiting for work to start or waiting for work to finish, which isn't a healthy way to live your life, I feel. I
get it's easy to fall into, but yeah, maybe not.
I've been playing lots of Idle Champions. I just unlocked Karlach from Baldur's Gate, which I'm pretty happy about.
It's
a terrible video game, but it feels
Idle
like
Champions.
Idle Champions is a forgotten about
idle game.
Well, it's this, I guess. They take a bunch of characters from D&D and go through modules that WotC prints, and you just click on them to upgrade them. And I have let's see, I'm running it in the background. I don't have Karlach in my current party, but I have a level 1200 sorcerer in my party right now. Even though D&D only goes up to 20. So yeah, what is a Tatterpig idle game?
I guess the only problem is I guess it's your stats are based on like real time.
I guess,
or it's clocks that are literal clocks. It's a clock management game, but instead of you roll a dice for this, it's you wait. I love the idea of this is actually not a solo game. This is a multiplayer thing where it's a fucking belonging outside belonging game, but you have to real time clocks and go do other shit.
Yeah.
But it's very clock heavy.
It's like you doing your dishes is actually you in the game putting together traps in your dungeon or whatever.
Yeah.
No, it's in the fiction. It's you're all like survivors in a post-apocalyptic camp, and you in the real world doing your dishes is you doing the dishes for this post-apocalyptic camp.
Yeah.
And you have to report everything you do in your entire life into this Discord server where you're running the game. And then the GM works out how that fixes the clocks.
So it's play-by-post idle game.
Yeah.
Play-by-post idle game. Girl clock. Game 1, done.
Game 1 done. Bosh. Right.
Do you want to go to the Randy?
Yeah, let's go to random words. I'm just like, what, are we just sort of riffing now, or what? Okay.
we can riff more on figuring out the plot of Girl Clock.
Girl Clock? I thought you just said it was the clock. Okay.
No, I've been saying Girl Clock the whole time.
Phenomenal. Girl Clock, it's a game where you're working in a bookshop and you have to work out which of your colleagues are trans. and
wow, what an oddly specific story.
And which are lesbians and etc.
And this bookshop doesn't need to be any recognizable brand, of course, but
yeah, you're cutting in and out a bit. I'm gonna.
You also are cutting in and out a bit for me. I assume the upside of us both recording is we are getting our own audio clean.
Tell you what, I'm going to knock off Idle Champions because it's probably eating all my CPU.
That might be it, because it does say my connection says it's fine.
Yeah. Damn, I am not Idle Championing anymore.
Damn. You should do the, Game Soup sound thing as our technical difficulties queue. The the little song you sung at the start. You should use that anytime we just have to cut away. It's just that. Game soup, words, TT. Like, what? I can't remember the things you said.
Anyway, we're back. We've had some technical difficulties. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I had to stop idol championing, basically. It was eating all my RAM.
Yeah, ironically enough, we found out that, well, this is the benefit of the play-by-post idol champion game Girl Clock, is it can't kill your RAM.
That's true. It just makes you have to be on Discord all the time.
Yeah, but, like, I feel this is a game for people who are already on Discord all the time. Like, we're not trying to get people to sign up to Discord.
This Discord has girls in it.
This Discord has girls is also good. So yeah, it's about figuring out which of your bookshop colleagues are lesbians.
Yeah, and it's really confusing because some of them have the tattoo from The Last of Us that Ellie has, and it's like, oh, she's a lesbian, so these people must also be lesbians, right? No.
No?
They're not even women. It's very confusing.
Your plight. Or, I mean, the plight of this main character, who could be anyone.
Yeah, it's not me. It's a totally theoretical... listen, if somebody at work listens to this fucking podcast, you've got to just be confidential about that shit, okay?
Yeah,
so Bond, you do not talk about this to me or to anybody. Like, I know most of the people who are gay, I think, who I've worked with. But that's the game, and it's like... Sorry, this character who they've worked with.
Wink.
You've got to... Wink, wink. You've got to, like, sort of slip into conversation, like, oh, so who do you like? What bands do you like? And it's like, oh, I like Taylor Swift. And it's like, that doesn't tell me anything about you. But it's like, if they say Tegan and Sarah, does that tell me anything about you? Yeah.
I mean, better odds, yeah. Have you ever had to try and do that? Not had to, but
what?
Have you ever chosen to try and, like, ask, like, yeah, just leady questions like that? Questions that don't explicitly mean anything, but could mean things.
Honestly, no.
Fair.
Other than asking about Ellie's tattoo on the wrist of one of my co-workers, but...
2020 was awful for, like, oh, is that person gay, or do they just like the NHS? Okay.
Right, words.
Do you want to go to the Randy now?
Yeah.
Got a bit more shape to the girl clock. Have you got your words up?
I do. My word is... Oh, I don't know about any of these. I'm going to go with guest.
Ooh. I'm going to go with shatter.
Shatter. Damn.
I feel this is giving haunted house to me.
Is it?
I don't know.
Tell me.
Or like
Tell me
spooky
more.
house. Like, I just feel like guest. Ooh. Or for some reason, what is a guest where they shatter things? And I was thinking like poltergeist, but now I'm like, oh, is it you need to do... It's going to like some kind of like reunion, whether that's like school reunion, family reunion, or something else. But you're basically like, you know, you're fucking like Inspector Ghouling it at this reunion. Like you're someone there just to shatter the delicate sense of normalcy everyone may have gone on.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you're going to this and you are a poltergeist. And you're going to haunt the shit out of your...
Yeah.
You're going to haunt the shit out of your enemy at school who bullied you mercilessly every day.
Yeah, but I think it's a mystery as to why or when you died. And that's something that kind of comes out, like, discovered through play.
Yeah. It's like everyone at the table plays like the other people at the reunion, and then one person plays the poltergeist. And the other people at the table are like, oh, did you hear about Samantha? Yeah, oh my gosh, it's terrible what happened to her. And the person who's playing Samantha the ghost is like, I'll fucking get you.
That is fun, but also part of me then just wondered, oh, what if you do, like, everyone plays, like, living guests, and you do, like, the ghost as, like, sleepaway stuff with, like, Lindworm stuff? like the way that's done.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. And then there's like emergent gameplay for like, oh, maybe one of the people at the party is responsible for Samantha's death
Yeah,
or whatever.
directly
No, I like that.
or
You got that.
indirectly. This is a game that I feel we need to have so many trigger warnings for.
And maybe there's a Ouija board you got to use. I don't know.
Yeah, Hasbro as well.
Yeah. Could Hasbro make Ouija boards?
I think so. Yeah, they may now, but yeah, I think like Lindworm stuff, like with like cards, but also maybe like other kind of just like loose divination rituals and stuff, which are guiding like what's happening, and like maybe you have something about like everyone sort of guessing who was responsible and why at different stages, and then those possibilities are eliminated.
Yeah.
I think this
Like
is just
Cluedo.
like a very gamey in some ways, but ultimately also just very like moody, atmospheric one-shot piece that is, I guess, in a lot of ways about trauma and guilt. This is, I feel like,
Yeah.
one of the most, like, I hear this and go, this is good, and usually when I think of our ideas where we go, this is good, they're silly, because, like, they're an off-the-cuff fun thing. Whereas this, I'm like, oh, this is good, kind of off-the-cuff, but it would be, like, just, like, bleak and serious.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd actually write this myself, but I feel like it's in your oeuvre.
Yeah, it really is in my oeuvre. What was it someone said to me recently? Was saying, like, oh, I think you make very, like, experiential games. Like, they're partly about, like, mimicking an experience. And I was like, huh, yeah, perhaps. I love stuff people, like, saying stuff about, like, the way I make games where I'm like, oh, do I agree with that or not? Recently. It was interesting. But yeah, do we want a name for this? Because I feel there probably is a good name.
Just like Poltergeist or
Poltergeist.
the school reunion or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Poltergeist, if we try and make it lighter, I guess just like Reunion or Homecoming or something like
Yeah,
kind of
Homecoming, that's
austere
good.
and a standalone name. Yeah, Homecoming, actually, probably. Which I reckon is
That could
almost
be a
definitely
Stephen
already
King
taken
novel.
in a TTRPG. Yeah, because it's kind of a bit like... It's not Carrie, but it's got a bit of Carrie in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the title's about the tone, and then probably also the title is what word evokes that hasn't already been taken by a TTRPG or a video game, is how you figure that one out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna refresh the Randy on my end
Yeah, I'm gonna do
because
the
my other words were
same.
not very good. I had like South View, I thought, but should I go first with a word? I feel I've got two
Go
options.
ahead.
I have either folk or budget. Which do you think is more interesting for what you want to go
I think
with?
folk is more interesting
Fair.
because I'm gonna go with supermarket.
Supermarket folk. So is this a game about a supermarket in some way, or is this a game you play using a supermarket?
It's a LARP. You go.
Or not even a lot. Maybe it's like your fucking like prep involves getting what you can from like the middle aisle of Lidl or the fucking like discount section by
the
closing.
reduced section. Yeah.
Yeah.
What does folk give us? I'm thinking like,
And then you have to use these items to craft a folk story.
yeah.
And someone is a devil figure who intends to corrupt these stories and make them hurt you?
No, I think it's like a Twilight Zone sort of folk tales where you
Yeah.
use these reduced aisle like clearance goods as your inspiration, and like every
Yeah.
scene has to have one or two of them in it.
Yeah. Maybe like the items are getting sort of bracketed in some way.
It's feeling a bit like Mad Libs. I'm not gonna lie. We need another thing in this.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering about like if they get like bracketed out, like, or maybe it's a case. Oh, folks, so maybe it's about like retelling and stuff. So maybe it's like one person makes a story using those items, and then it's like the story gets like retold or remixed by the next person.
Yeah.
And they're allowed to like discard one item. Maybe there's a selection of items, and they're always allowed to like discard one and gain another. but like the core of the story needs to stay somewhat similar.
Yeah.
So it's about how far it gets with each telling, where like in theory you can like ship a Theseus it, and you've got none of the original items, but you still have the same story. Or
Yeah,
you're
it
really
still stays...
or maybe
it still
it's like
stays a story about, coming back to where you're from, but in the end it's totally different, like, things that are happening in the story, but, like, the moral is still the same.
yeah, maybe you're allowed to make more or less changes depending on like which items you keep or don't keep. Like if you preserve a lot of the items, you can maybe like really fuck with the story. But if you're like,
Yeah.
I really want to get rid of the fucking light blue dog collar and leash, it's like, okay, but like you've got to try and keep the story really similar with like if you're taking like this big element out.
Yeah.
Maybe you also have to link the items to like a hypothetical period of when this is being told.
No, I think like the setting is very loose. Like, oh, it was when the town was first founded, and then the next time it's like, oh, well, this was 10 years ago tonight, sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, actually that's funner. Yeah, totally. God,
I want to razz you for that word pull you just gave, but
what word pull?
light blue collar and leash.
I was just thinking of
clearly not looking around her room.
No. Actually, I will have you know that's because the last time I was in Lidl, there was a light blue collar and leash on sale, and I thought, oh, that's cool. But I actually already have a lot of blue collars, so. So actually, there was nothing worth razzing.
So it
about
was
that
a
word
self
pull.
burn.
No,
Phenomenal.
No. I don't think anyone was burned there. Yep.
I think the game is called Leash.
No. Oh, I feel like I am on a collision course with one day writing a game called Leash.
Tell us what Leash is about, Kayla. Is it horse girl, but you are a dog girl?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm someone who tends to tell on themselves through game design that much.
Damn, couldn't be me.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah. I'm now trying to think, like, what is the game that I do consider the most revealing about you? And do I want to blast you for it live on air?
Yeah, if you can.
I don't know. I feel like I could make a joke relating to Mousewife, but I don't know how true it would be.
I simply do not do the dishes. Alyssa will attest to this.
I love the idea of you saying, like, yeah, I love to do dishes, and just, like, somewhere Alyssa's like, I feel like someone's lying right now. Just gets, like, a psychic blast.
Someone's walking on her grave, but it's about lies and laundry.
Lies and Laundry is a great title for a game. What's Lies and Laundry?
Yeah, okay, what's Lies and Laundry?
Associating now. What's Lies and Laundry? Is it about not doing laundry? Is it about stealing laundry? Is it a game where you have to physically swap the clothes you're wearing with other people, and that involves moves and characters somehow? Like,
okay, so it's a horny game. I like it.
It's a horny game. I give you my t-shirt and you gain some power that my character has or has had.
Yeah, so your moves are all attached to, like, bits of clothing that your characters wear.
Yeah, which is also clothes you wear. I guess that doesn't have to be true. This doesn't have to be a horny game. Well, it would be a horny, but it doesn't have to be a game.
I've read in stories that were explicitly horny with this exact premise. So,
that makes sense.
That's a self-tell.
Yeah, it would be a textually horny game, but we don't have to make it like... We don't have to suggest that to playlists you really want to start, like, essentially edging yourself with strip poker.
Yeah, this is emergent horniness. It's not... We have to put safety tools in, like, make sure you're playing this with people that you know, people that you trust.
Yeah.
etc., etc. But yeah, all of your moves are assigned to bits of clothing. It's like your PBTA move list, but everything's attached to a bit of clothing. And it's like, oh, well, in this combat, I need to do this. Oh, in this scene, I need to do this. Give me your bra.
Yeah. I guess you'd write a setting or setup for this where, like, a lot of the, like, things characters might need to accomplish are really, like, gated or locked to specific characters. So it can't be like,
it's like
I'll just go do
setting.
this. It's like, no. I need to do this. You just need to give me your bra.
Yeah. I think it's like a cyberpunk setting where you've got all your mods, and it's like, oh, well, I need wings right now. Give me your jacket. I need, like, to enhance my sight. Give me your glasses.
Yeah.
I need delicate fingers right now. Give me your nail polish.
Do we lock more powerful moves behind things that are more, you know, personal to take off and share?
Absolutely. Yeah, your most powerful items are like your socks, your knickers, and your bra. Damn, I'm kind of into this game.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Thank you for listening to Game Soup.
To Game Soup!